we need to keep reminding ourselves of what the church is about and what are we here for as church. First of all, the church is to evangelise. That's our purpose, that's our mission. If we're not evangelising, if we're not giving the good news to others, then we're not church. We're not doing what Jesus wants us to do. The other thing is service. We need to give service in the evangelising and evangelise with the service. You're with Mission Alive. This is Roger from the MSC Mission Office. I was watching recently some feedback from the plenary which is going on at the moment, or the 5 days finished of the assembly, and one of the comments was that how do we renew the church, how do we reform the church, how do we reshape the church for the future, how do we continue the reform of the Second Vatican Council, is by becoming serving communities, by the service that we give and by our consciousness for people and their needs for others. And this is an evangelizing service, and it is a service of evangelization. I've spoken recently a bit about our work with the Afghans, the refugees that have arrived here. And many of those, because they work for the Australian government or other governments, if they stayed there, would probably now have been shot by the Taliban. Won't get into the politics of all of that. But these people have arrived here and have almost nothing. One group that Sean from our office here met out at Campbelltown simply said, "Have you got any clothes? We're cold." They boarded a plane in Kabul with what they stood up in and arrived in a chilly Western Sydney. Recently, we heard a report that one family had no food to eat for the whole weekend. It was a family of 7. And so the stories roll on. We, through the Mission Office, approved some funds from the funds that we had for that, and we have asked people to send in more, and the response has been good. And some people are still offering clothes and other necessities. What they really need now is money. We can give them cash now that shops are open. They can go and buy whatever they need, and they can buy clothes that fit them. They can buy shoes for the kids that fit them, and so on. So what we need is money. We recently had an offer from Upcountry, a school in a parish, offering to help, and they asked, what do you want? Clothes, living necessities, or do a fundraiser? And we said, simply do a fundraiser, send us the money. Now the man that we're working with, and I may have mentioned, is a man called Patrick, and he runs a group called the Independent Humanitarian Advocacy, a man who spent 8 years in Afghanistan and knows the people and has been working to try and help them for a long time. And he became aware in Melbourne that there were many Afghan refugees there who were in need. So I helped him to get some contacts with the Melbourne Archdiocese, and through that he got contact with a sister who was right into the social justice work, and with her they have identified a lady, a woman who's an Afghan woman who's been in Melbourne for many years, and she has been working to help Afghan women. And she has an organisation called Afghan Women's Organisation. And if you want to look at that, you can go to www.afghanwomensorganisation.org. Got a nice little site about their vision and mission and what they do, and their present project is helping those refugees who have arrived in Melbourne. And we have now released some funds to Patrick, who will then work with this lady whose name is Gula, and he will direct funds to her so that she can help people on the ground who are in immediate need. Now, many of these Afghans are in the process through Centrelink and other government organisations to get into the system, so they get some support and eventually some accommodation so that they can get established, and eventually they'll get jobs, settle into Australia and become very productive members of the Australian society, because they are resilient and hard-working people. so that's what we're aiming for. While in the short term, they have immediate needs. As we said, some clothes, food, where are the shops, how do I get on a bus? Some of them were given an Opal card here in Sydney, an Opal card. So they looked at the Opal card and thought, what is this thing? They didn't know until somebody told them. So they also need a friendly face, friendly advice and people to talk to. So these are needs, and the Afghan Women's Organisation, if you get on the internet, as we said, www, Afghan Women's Organisation, there's a place there where you can donate and help directly with them, or you can continue to donate and come directly through the MSC Mission Office website, and there you'll see the place where to donate for the Afghans. We will still need help well into the future, and probably have to be able to try and help with accommodation, which will be a bigger need. So the need is there. This is part of our mission. This is part of giving service to people who will become good Australian citizens and give service back to us. Thank you for being with us.